They hate immigrants, but rely on them in ways they'll never admit. They complain at the dinner table, fire off angry tweets, and shout slogans at rallies about how immigrants are destroying their country. Yet, if you peel back even one layer of their daily lives, you'll find something astonishing. Immigrants are silently, invisibly, indispensably holding it all together. It's not just hypocrisy, it's a deep-rooted, willful blindness to the truth. Every morning, they wake up in homes that, more often than not, were built or maintained by immigrant workers. The plumbing, the drywall, the landscaping, even the clean hotel rooms they sleep in during vacations. The fingerprints of immigrant labor are everywhere. As they sip their coffee, eat a banana, spread avocado on toast, or crack an egg, do they ever stop to wonder who picked that fruit? Who processed that food? Who worked long hours to make that moment possible? Probably not. Because in their minds, those contributions don't exist. They only see the myth that immigrants are a threat, not a lifeline. It's an uncomfortable truth that the people who most loudly oppose immigration are often the most dependent on its benefits. They love cheap produce, fast service, 24/7 convenience. But who makes that possible? Immigrants. Undocumented or not, they do the work most native-born citizens either won't do or aren't expected to. These jobs aren't stealing opportunities, they're filling gaps in farms, factories, restaurants, and hospitals. While critics point fingers from a distance, immigrants roll up their sleeves and do the work, quietly, relentlessly, without praise. Let's go deeper. In hospitals, the story is the same. Immigrants serve as nurses, doctors, caregivers, and technicians. During the COVID-19 pandemic, immigrants were on the front lines, saving lives, risking their own. Many of them died doing it. They weren't asking for awards, just a chance to contribute. Yet even in death, some were met with silence from the very systems they propped up. Think about that. Dying to save a country that sees you as disposable. That's not just injustice, that's cruelty wrapped in bureaucracy. The economy tells a story these critics refuse to hear. According to research from independent think tanks and government data, immigrants pay billions in taxes every year. They open businesses at higher rates than native-born citizens. They create jobs, not just for themselves but for others. They fuel innovation. From tech giants founded by first or second-generation immigrants to mom-and-pop shops in forgotten corners of struggling towns, immigrants don't just participate in the economy, they drive it. Still, the resentment lingers. Why? Because it was never about economics. It's about identity, or the fear of losing it. When people say they're not like us, what they often mean is they don't look like us, or they don't speak our language, or they don't follow our customs. It's not about crime, or jobs, or safety. It's about discomfort, about change, about the fear that the world they were promised, one where their culture sits at the top, is changing. And immigrants become the scapegoat for that anxiety. But here's a twist. Many of these critics come from immigrant stock themselves. Their grandparents, great-grandparents, sometimes even their parents arrived on boats and planes, fleeing poverty, war, or persecution. They spoke broken English. They lived in crowded tenements. They were mocked, marginalized, even criminalized. But over generations, they assimilated, prospered, and then forgot. They forgot the struggle, forgot the doors that were held open for them. Now they slam those same doors shut. History repeats itself in cruel ways. The Irish were once seen as lazy and drunk, the Italians as criminals, the Chinese as dangerous, the Jews as untrustworthy. Now, it's Latinos, Arabs, Africans, South Asians. The faces change, but the hate stays the same, just dressed in newer, slicker political language. We're just protecting our borders, they say. We just want law and order. But scratch the surface and it's the same old fear of the other. Culture is another battleground and another contradiction. People who claim to hate immigrants will gladly consume immigrant culture. They'll eat tacos on Tuesdays, binge-watch Korean dramas, dance to Afrobeat, get henna tattoos, or follow yoga trends without a second thought. But ask them how they feel about the people behind those traditions, and the answer gets uncomfortable. They want the flavor, but not the faith, the food, but not the family, the rhythm, but not the roots. That's not appreciation, that's appropriation. What about language? So many people mock immigrants for having accents, for struggling with English, but they never stop to think, learning a new language as an adult, while navigating a foreign culture, often while working multiple jobs, raising children, and sending money home, that's not weakness, that's strength, it's bravery. Most critics wouldn't last a week in a new country without Google Translate and a panic attack. Yet immigrants do it every day, with grit and grace. And then there's the law. They should come legally, some say, ignoring that for millions of people legal immigration is a pipe dream. The systems are broken, the wait times are absurd, and for many fleeing violence or poverty, waiting 10 years for a visa is not an option. It's easy to lecture about legality when you've never been desperate. Easy to talk about lines when you were born in front of them. Despite all this, despite the hate, the ignorance, the barriers, immigrants persist. They build families, start businesses, get degrees, vote, lead, and contribute in ways big and small. They become the very thing their critics claim to love about their country: resilient, innovative, hardworking. And still, they're asked to prove their loyalty. Still, they're told to go back, as if their existence here is a favor, not a right. But we see them. We see their struggle, their contribution, their humanity, and we will not let their stories be drowned out by fear or erased by bigotry. This is why Immigrant Paths exists: to tell the stories that matter, to challenge the narratives that divide, and to remind the world that immigration is not a crisis, it's a cornerstone. It's not a threat, it's a lifeline. It's not about taking, it's about becoming part of a greater whole, richer in culture, deeper in empathy, and stronger in spirit. Thank you for watching. If the story resonated with you, share it, talk about it, bring it into your classrooms, your homes, your conversations. Let's replace fear with understanding. Let's replace hate with humanity. Subscribe to Immigrant Paths for more stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines. Like the video if you believe immigrants deserve more than just tolerance. They deserve respect. And let us know in the comments, what's your immigrant story? Until next time, keep walking the path. We're walking it with you.